Hello everybody and welcome to the Richmond Raceway for the 2003 season regular season finale where we'll officially decide our playoff field of 16. You already have 16 winners eligible for the playoffs. If there's no new winner, those 16 will get in. If there is, one will be out, and that will either be Kenny Wallace or Jeff Green. As we're underway here in Richmond, Ryan Newman out to the early commanding lead here over Ricky Rudd. And Ryan Newman will lead the opening lap of racing here in Richmond as Newman looks to fight his way to try to steal the regular season championship from Kevin Harvick and Michael Waltrip today. If everything goes to his plans, he will be a regular season champion. That'll be 15 bonus playoff points, which is going to be huge when we start the playoffs next episode at the New Hampshire Motor Speedway. Right now it's Newman still leading, got some three wides, scattered in the back of the Sterling Marlin, gets turned by McMurray to the wall, cleans out Warburton. A huge crash, and they collect Biffle and Dale Jarrett. 5 cars crashing into turn 3 here, Richmond. The two Ganassi cars take each other out, and neither will make the playoffs. Both in must-wins wreck each other out, and Sterling Marlin, who was in the championship 4 last season, and I mean, incredible 5-win season, now officially knocked out of championship contention by his own teammate, the rookie Jamie McMurray, and nowhere to go for Warburton. He gets slammed. Biffle and Jarrett, both winners who are in the playoffs but low in the points, get collected in this. They won't get any bonus playoff points, but still costly to their hopes as McMurray and Marlin take each other out. The two Ganassi cars collect Warburton, Biffle, and Dale Jarrett to bring out the first caution of the night here in Richmond. And up in front of them, more problems. We got cars spinning everywhere. That is Joe Nemechek and Kenny Schrader. Two more drivers who have to win to transfer to the playoffs. See what happens here. Everyone's trying to merge back on the track. Schrader gets loose, gets slammed by Nemechek, and Ricky Craven also gets damaged, who's also a must-win, who's had a very, very strong season. But right now, it may not be enough to advance here to the playoffs. Of course, that damage not going to help him either as Ryan Newman leads here, and now we move on to lap 37. Now out of the race, you have the two Ganassi cars as well as Biffle, and now Jeff Burton is out with Mike Wallace. So Jeff Burton will miss the playoffs once again. Another disappointing season for Jeff Burton at Roush. The new race leader here is Johnny Benson in the 10. There goes Harvick. Harvick gets turned by Jeff Gordon for third. And the 29, who looked to lock up the racing title, now in jeopardy, gets hit by Warburton. And they both go sliding into the outside wall. And Warburton's day doesn't get any better. But Kevin Harvick, who had the regular season championship lead by 26 over Michael Waltrip coming into today, gets spun out to the inside and then gets hit again by Warburton. And now the 29 is damaged, and that'll be costly to his hopes of securing the regular season title and only his 3rd season as a NASCAR. Winston comes to his driver, and around goes Craven into Nemechek, and Tony Stewart gets a piece of it as well. As now the roles reverse between Craven and Nemechek from the last one. After avoiding the last crash, they spin out once again. Johnny Benson still leading, as Johnny Benson will win stage 1 as we go back underway. Benson, your stage 1 winner, followed by Labonte, Newman, Gordon, Park, Martin, Rusty Wallace, Mayfield, Terry Labonte, and Christian Fittipaldi, the top 10. So Newman gaining on Mikey and Harvick for that regular season championship right now. It's going to be close, that battle, but Johnny Benson leading this way and pulling away. If he wins, he's in the playoffs. He knocks out Kenny Wallace or Jeff Green. So this is great for Johnny Benson. Caution on the racetrack. Speaking of Kenny Wallace, around he goes. Kenny Wallace gets turned by Dale Jarrett, who got hooked by Craven right into Kenny Wallace. Kenny gets turned around. He spins by himself, doesn't get hit by anyone else, so the caution will come out. So regardless, detrimental to Kenny Wallace's hopes, but better for him. Jeff Green didn't even qualify for the race, so he's going to beat Jeff Green most likely points unless he gets involved in a big accident. Is now on lap 91. Is still Johnny Benson leading this race in dominating fashion. Bobby Labonte still in 2nd. Ryan Newman still in 3rd. As we throughout the pack, working our way here through turns number 3 and 4. 3 wide, almost wrecking there. Harvick, Nemechek, and Mark Martin really getting aggressive. Harvick really stacking up. Terry Labonte, Steve Bart, Kyle Petty. 3 wide behind him. That's a tight squeeze. Oh, man. I don't know if that's going to work. That is a tight squeeze here. Going through 3 and 4 and going down to now 3 and 4 for the Koenigsegg start finish line. Jimmy Johnson squeezed in the middle. We got cars spinning, and there goes Casey Mears and Ricky Rudd around into the outside wall. Tony Raines was in more trouble. That is Cope Skinner, and Matt Kenseth has damage. The 17, who still has a shot at the race season title and a playoff spot, but now his hopes are dwindling every single lap. Now on to lap 98. Benson and Labonte back in traffic after pitting. The new race leader is now going to be the 97 of Kurt Busch, but I believe he's actually passed here with the 19 of Jeremy Mayfield, who is now leading at Richmond. Mayfield in a must-win scenario. Here comes Jimmy Johnson, the 48, also looking. Both of these drivers have to win to get in the playoffs. So what are they willing to do to make that happen? Mayfield, the 19, Johnson, the 48. One of these guys, they have an opportunity to advance to the playoffs here today with the win. Behind them, Dale Earnhardt Jr. in third place, having another great run today, continuing to be very, very consistent. And now they lap Tony Stewart, and Harvick has been multiple laps down. He's struggling as Harvick's regular season championship hopes are really in trouble right now with where he's at. Caution on the racetrack, though. Caution lights are flashing. There is a caution and big trouble. There goes the 41 of Mears, and Matt Kenseth goes around. Your defending champion on the ropes now, in jeopardy of missing the playoffs in 2003 and not being able to defend that title. Even though he's been so consistent all season long, he has not won a race. As costly heat wrecks collects Casey Mears, Dave Blaney, Rusty Wallace, and Mike Skinner also get a little bit of damage. And Matt Kenseth, it is not looking good for him and his hopes for the championship. Jeremy Mayfield would win stage 2 right there over Jimmy Johnson. So stage 1 for Mayfield as he get back underway, lap 106. He leads over Ricky Rudd in second. Then it is Jerry Nadeau, Kyle Petty, and Matt Kenseth still in 5th place. After all that damage, Kenseth is still out there running top 5. That is just how killer consistent this man is. But Jeremy Mayfield is gone. That number 19 Dodge is driving away with the lead here and seems to be well on his way to possibly an upset winning the first. Whoa! Skinner, Rusty Wallace, and Jack Sprague. Oh my, Jason Lethman in 0. Sorry, almost crashed right there. What a save. They almost wiped out. Labonte trying to chase down Kenseth for position number 5 on the racetrack. Behind us, and there's big trouble. There goes the Mears, the outside wall. Michael Waltrip is in it. Steve Park is collected as well. Tony Raines is blown an engine. But huge damage for the 15 of Michael Waltrip, one of our guys fighting for the regular season title. Now he's on the ropes as he hasn't earned a single stage point. Steve Park had to win. Doesn't look like that's going to happen today, but still a valiant effort for him. But Mikey Waltrip into the outside wall hard with Mears, Steve Park, Ward Burton, and Tony Raines collected. Now Mikey, this is setting up perfectly for Ryan Newman, who's been top 5 all day long to possibly steal a massive crash in turn 3 and 4. Speaking of Newman, he is in it. Bobby Labonte is in it. Kurt Busch, Mike Skinner, Rusty Wallace, and the 17 of Kenseth is completely demolished. What in the world happened? So Matt Kenseth's championship hopes officially over. Your defending champion out. Will miss the playoffs as he goes into the pit wall head on. A horrible crash for Matt Kenseth, head on to the pit wall. Bobby Labonte hard to the outside wall. Ryan Newman collected Mark Martin. Derek Cope piling almost the whole field. The big one as a vicious crash for Matt Kenseth into the pit wall opening is going to knock him out of this race and end Matt Kenseth's hopes of winning the championship in 2003. He will not repeat as a champion. It's over for him. Kurt Busch is ruined. He's out of the race. He's done. A lot of other cars heavily damaged in a wild turn of events here at Richmond. Now Terry Labonte leads with just 3 to go. Now on our way to 2 laps to go. Terry Labonte looking for his 3rd victory of the season. Starting to get hot here in 2003. He is a sleeper championship contender. Here we are, 2 to go at Richmond for Terry Labonte. He swept Pocono in this season and now trying to get it done here in Richmond. The regular season finale, his 3rd win after in this race pointing in last season. Ryan Newman is in 2nd, but he's got a whole bunch of lap traffic to work through. Only 11 cars on the lead lap. I don't think he can get there. As now coming to the white flag, final laps of my Credit One Bank for Terry Labonte here at Richmond. If he holds on and wins this race, he prevents any new driver from joining the playoffs, and we'll have our 16 winners make the playoffs that we currently have now. There will be no change. All 16 will make it. As Terry Labonte working his way through turn 3 and 4 for the final time here in Richmond tonight. The regular season finale will go to Terry Labonte with his 3rd victory of 2003 here at Richmond. Your runner-up going to be Ryan Newman. Mark Martin comes home in 3rd. Mayfield 4th. Benson 5th, and Ricky Rudd, Mike Skinner, Dale Earnhardt Jr. will come home in 8th, and then running your top 10 will be Robbie Gordon and the 1 of Steve Park, having a strong run to end out the regular season. Regardless, is not enough to advance to the playoffs, as it is Terry Labonte in the victory lane for the 3rd time here this season at Richmond Raceway, starting to become a championship threat. Him and Jeff Gordon have combined for 7 victories for Hendrick this season. And they are 2 of the favorites in this playoffs. Once we begin here, of course, see the race results on the left side of your screen. Many guys who had very strong seasons aren't going to make the playoffs because they did not win a race. You know, just you got to win. Those guys were not able to do so. And we'll see the updated playoff grid momentarily. And now we see the updated playoff grid at the end of the regular season. Of course, you're going to see Terry Labonte was up in the third, his third win of the season. Ryan Newman actually won the regular season championship with that great run at Richmond. He steals it from Harvick and Terry Labonte. Sorry, not from Terry, but from Harvick and Michael Waltrip. And, of course, Kenny Wallace, Jeff Green, they both get in as their last two winners in the points. Matt Kenseth misses out on the regular season championship by 47. That's how many points he'll be short of making the playoffs and defending his title here in last season. Now you look at the playoff grid heading to the round of 16 opener at New Hampshire. Ryan Newman, Jeff Gordon, and Kevin Harvick, Bobby Labonte, and Terry Labonte sit double digits above the cut line. Pretty comfortable, but still no room for mistakes for them this round. And then Michael Waltrip on down is a tight with 10 points between 6th and 16th. It is a extremely tight playoff grid this season. Mikey, Robbie Gordon, Tony Stewart, Dale Jr., Kurt Busch, Dale Jarrett, and Mark Martin currently above the cut line, even though Mark Martin is tied with teammate Greg Biffle, who's only rookie in the playoffs. Then, of course, Ricky Rudd, Jeff Green, and Kenny Wallace all out by just one to the playoff cut line. So until the next episode for the playoff opener at New Hampshire, I hope you all have a good one.